From your very first breath, you have made trillions of individual decisions. And whether you like it or not, every single one has guaranteed you will watch this video right now. Not only will I prove it, but I will also show you how all of those decisions could be used to predict your entire life. I will show you where this phenomenon came from, why it was inevitable, and how one man's decision, one he doesn't even remember making, changed the rest of his life without him ever noticing. And by the end, you'll be left with one final decision of your own. Will you choose terror or will you choose peace? To prove that watching this was inevitable, I want to tell you a story. An elderly man knocks on the door. He came to check up on his daughter. She lives alone. He waits, but there is no answer. He thinks it's strange, since he called just an hour ago to make sure she was home. He gets tense. Multiple murders have happened in their town over the last few months. He decides to open the door. He touches the handle. When it just opens, someone is in the house. Throughout this story, facts are going to be mentioned that will go right over your head, and that's okay. Those facts are like dots, and I've even included this sound effect to help you recognize when those dots show up. Because we will be connecting those dots later on, seeing how a simple action can actually change the entire trajectory of the story. Move or change one of those dots, and what do you think happens? Over at the police station, they are investigating the recent murders. They have a few leads, but nothing concrete. You're still not even sure it's the same person committing each crime. The lead detective, Jake, sees a young man enter the station. He's looking for him. He can't right now. Just got a call. A young woman found dead in her house. On the other side of town, in some gas station, Jimmy is sitting in the car. Under his seat is his gun. He's already stalking his next victim. He took a quick pit stop at the gas station. He's playing with a string. That's his first mistake. That string will eventually get him caught, but he doesn't know it yet. Jake is on the scene. It frustrates him. Like every other murder in these last few months, it's flawless, it's clean. No DNA, no footprints, nothing. But it's also so different from the previous one, which was different from the one before. Each time the victim is different. The cause of death is different. But he is certain it's the same guy. He's right, of course. His assistant is talking with an elderly man. He's naturally distressed. He just lost a daughter. Over at the station, the man from before is talking to the officer. He believes he has a lead on the case, but he must tell the lead detective only. He's well put together, but he's nervous, slightly trembling in his seat. He smells of the ocean, as if he just came from the beach. Only this man knows this. The killer made a mistake, and he is now onto him. Jimmy leaves the gas station. He returns home, pretends everything is normal, just an ordinary day. But every decision he makes is somehow inevitable. He's just 87 minutes away from the most important moment in his life. It's coming for him. Jake is back in the station. He's restless. He's informed of the guy waiting for him. It's been over 3 hours since he left to investigate the crime scene. The man seems familiar. They sit down. The man asks Jake if he remembers him. It clicks. It's Mike. They were classmates in middle school. Jake asks him how he's doing, how his brother Jim is. He seems uneasy, almost like he wasn't paying attention. He says how he saw leaked police photos of the crime scene. He says in every single one thing stood out. A piece of string, knotted in a very specific way. A knot he invented himself and taught it to only one other person. It's hard to be convinced when you don't even know where this phenomenon comes from. So let me take you back 13.8 billion years. At this very moment, the butterfly effect gets incepted. As we travel through time, you'll start recognizing how not just choices, but cosmic events ripple into the next. Jimmy's story is yet to be over, but it's already showing us how tiny choices can ripple into massive consequences. In this scenario, every time Jimmy ties the knot is like every time you open your phone. And the one time Jimmy's knot gets recognized is they cue clicking the video. It's a small decision, but it's one of many that has led all of us right here. In everyone's life, there are dots. Dots that somehow affect their entire life. For me, one of those dots was COVID, because that's when I began to become interested in content creation. Without that phase, we probably wouldn't be here. We travel through time as every particle that makes up the universe shoots outward from a single point. Because of no outside force, the exact way atoms and photons drift through space is the exact way the universe gets constructed. Put every single particle in a simulation, the exact mass, the same velocity, run the simulation 1,000,000,000 times, and every single one of them, you will see the universe unfolding exactly the same. From ancient black holes that collect matter, growing larger and larger as they collect stars around them, galaxies form and galactical structures. On the smaller scale, stars like our sun collect big rocks, creating planets. This, all of it, remember, is because of how it incepted billions of years earlier. Our Earth gets hit by a different massive rock, tilting the planet, giving us seasons and the moon, water, then microbes, trees, dinosaurs, a meteor that allowed mammals to develop, humans, fire, agriculture, wars, parents of parents of parents, books and movies. You, me, this video, and Jimmy all just matter that for some reason clumped together the way it did. Billions of years of impossible events, yet they were inevitable because the Big Bang happened the way it did. And it's the same way I could predict your entire life, every thought, every decision. But I mentioned Jimmy, it's time to return to him. We were last off in the investigation room. Mike mentioned he invented a knot that was found in every crime scene, and he taught it to only one other person. Mike's eyes lit up. He asked who else he taught the knot to. He said Jimmy. Everyone called him Jim in middle school, my brother. It was clearly difficult for him to say. Mike was an amateur sailor. He loved sailing since he was a kid. It helped him take his mind off their abusive father. Mike took Jimmy with him on a sailing trip once, a few years ago. He showed him the knot then. Dots are important. I mentioned how they can be connected to one another in unexpected ways. So what if we change the very first dot? Go back to the Big Bang and change one dot. Move one particle. We can assume that reality as we know it doesn't exist. In everyone's life, dots seem like coincidences, but they are inevitable just because of that very first dot. He knocked on the door. Strange. Jimmy wasn't anticipating anybody. He got a bit cocky, assumed it was a neighbor or something. He opened the door and 8 officers erupted into his house. 4 from each window, 2 from the back door, 2 from the front. As he gets thrown on the ground, he notices from the corner of his eye, Mike, his brother. He was standing there, shamefully. All the evidence was found pretty easily in his house. All the weapons, all the small trophies he collected from each victim. But if he wasn't so cocky, maybe he wouldn't have gotten caught. Or maybe he wouldn't have even kept the trophies and weapons, making it impossible to make a case against him. If he didn't use the knot, he would never have been arrested. If he didn't go on the sailing trip, he wouldn't have learned the knot. If he and Mike weren't abused by their dad, maybe Mike wouldn't have become a sailor, or maybe Jimmy wouldn't have turned out a murderer after all. If he wasn't born at all, he could have never become a murderer. If not for every other previous event in the history of time, Jimmy's story would have played out much differently. So many things had to go right for everything to go wrong. Every single decision you have made up to this point, every decision your parents and grandparents made, every decision that forced your environment, your childhood, every single one of them got stacked on top of the other. All of them leading to different thoughts and options, choices and outcomes. You saw it firsthand. Using this, if I had a powerful enough computer, I could catalog and trace every particle in the universe. I could use it not just to predict every choice you will make, but also exactly how you will die. I could use it to predict the deaths and births of everyone that's ever lived and ever will live. I could predict everything, exactly how the rest of time will unfold. Because Our reality is essentially a near infinite amount of events stacked upon each other. Now this is where your choice comes. You could choose fear or you could choose peace. Because whatever the truth is, it's what it is. But the real truth, underneath everything, is that it all always leads back to me.